So that's what my foot looks like. I think either I broke something or it's just really badly swollen, but I fell off the ladder, which is why it's down there.
Hey everyone, what's up? It's your girl Tiffany. So today is gonna be a really interesting video. I decided just to film this because there have been so many questions from you guys about why the heck I'm in a wheelchair. And let's go ahead and get started with this video because me almost dying is a really long story. I fell off of a ladder. If you guys can't tell, I actually moved into my new apartment. My new apartment is actually loft styled. So what that means is that I have really high ceilings, really gigantic windows, concrete floors, exposed beams on the ceiling, and I don't have walls. I knew from day one getting my loft that I wanted curtain dividers. I really hated the idea of having a bookcase or some sort of furniture as a divider, and I really did not like the look of the Japanese dividers. So from day one, I knew I wanted some sort of curtains to divide everything up. And so I decided not to go for the tension rod idea. What ended up happening was John sent me a picture of someone putting up a piece of rope and then hanging the curtains from the rope. And so I loved the idea. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So the first day I moved in, I asked the maintenance guys for a ladder. And so what ended up happening was my curtains themselves are 10 feet long by 15 feet wide. AKA, that is a lot of cloth, and they were heavy material cloth, and I did not want them to get dirty off my concrete floors, which were really dirty at the moment. And so I decided to put everything on top of my ladder, and that's what I did. The curtains were so heavy that the second I started stringing them onto the rope, which was really heavy and tight to begin with, once I started stringing it on the rope, it pulled me under. It literally pulled me, and I felt like I was gonna die. And I jumped off the ladder instead of hanging on, which I'm really happy about because I have pure concrete floors. Like, pure concrete. No hardwood, no soft landing, no carpet, no anything, just concrete. If I had just hung on to that ladder, I feel like what I could have done was either I couldn't have hurt anything, I would have been perfectly fine, or the force of me falling would have snapped my neck and I would have hit the concrete and I would have gotten a concussion or paralyzed or something even worse than all those things. I think I probably could have died, and that's just because falling on concrete at any height is like not a safe thing to do, especially if you're gonna fall on your head. And I really didn't know what to do. I was in so much pain, and all I could think of to do was to crawl to my bathroom and soak my foot in cold water. And I did that for about 20 minutes, and I decided not to call 911 because I was like, it's not that bad, Tiffany, like you can handle it. Things could have been much worse, and I didn't want to make a big deal about it. If anything, I was just really embarrassed by the fact that I fell off of the ladder, and the maintenance guys downstairs already told me to be safe, and I didn't want them to know that something bad happened to me, so I didn't want to call 911. If anything, what I did was I texted John and Tammy. Tammy's my sister. I texted both of them saying, hey, I just fell off the ladder. I think I broke my foot. He ended up coming an hour later to pick me up. We went to the hospital, and this is where the story becomes really weird and twisted, and I think that's why everybody's confused about what exactly happened. So I go into the doctors, and they tell me really good news. They're like, Tiffany, we took your x-rays, nothing looks wrong, nothing. It just looks like you have a terrible sprain. 3 days later, I come back into the doctors. They tell me that I actually got a fracture, a hairline fracture on my foot. Not the best news, but it could be a lot worse. Okay, so a week happens. I go to the doctors for the third time, and I'm still in my splint. They take off my splint. I get more x-rays done, and come to find out, it's not a sprain, it's not a hairline fracture, but it's a serious injury. So what happened was I shattered my entire calcaneus heel. It was a comminuted fracture, which means that the fracture was in pieces. It wasn't like just cracked, it was like actually fractured, and my bones were in different places. And I also had a compound fracture, which meant that I fractured 2 different bones. So I actually fractured my talus bone and I shattered my calcaneus heel. I would need surgery to fuse my bones together. And on top of that, I wouldn't be able to walk for an entire 3 months. And not only that, once everything is done and finished, I wouldn't have the full range of motion in my foot again. I wouldn't have the entire flexibility. It would be really hard for me to walk on sand or anything that's uneven. AKA that means I can't walk in heels very well. And I wouldn't be able to walk in sand, which I love doing, or like walking at Coachella because the ground is uneven. I don't know why, but the communication between me and my doctor just didn't happen too well. They told me that I was getting surgery, but I thought it was gonna be an easy peasy surgery. I'd be in and out of the office that same day, like I'd be on bed rest, but at least I'd be home. But no, that did not happen. I woke up from surgery really drowsy and I was ready to go home. I was like, yeah, I get to go home now. And they're like, you're funny, Tiffany. No. You're not going home today at all. You're not going home. You're staying here the night. I now have 11 pins in my foot and 15 stitches. I'm gonna insert pictures. So yeah, that was pretty much it with what had happened with my foot. So you guys wanna see all the footage I got from what happened exactly? I'm gonna have it right here so you guys can watch it. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up and make sure you guys subscribe if you guys are new or haven't subscribed. I'm gonna do a Q&A really soon, but thank you guys so much for 350,000 subscribers. It's crazy. I'm actually going to Playlist Live this weekend, so if you guys see me, say hi to me. If you guys see me at the hotel room or anything like that, I love you guys so much. Bye everyone!